Hi all, we will see question from theory of machines for AMVI and AE GENCO TS examination. The condition for correct steering of Davis steering gear mechanism. This is used for steering gear is basically used friends to uh, ensure that the inner and outer wheels are rotating at different speeds. Okay, right. Alright, so there is a condition for correct gearing. So he is asking the condition for correct steering for the Davis steering gear. What is this? It is tan alpha is equal to C by 2B. So B is the width between the wheels, rear wheels and front wheels, and C is the normal distance between the front wheels and back wheels. The friction torque transmitted in a conical pivot bearing with assumption of uniform pressure. There are two theories. One is the uniform pressure theory and uniform wear theory. So for uniform pressure theory, it is actually more. It is more uniform pressure theory. The torque required, friction torque transmitted is more. Okay, next. Right. These two theories are very important. The friction torque transmitted in flat pivot bearing with assumption of uniform pressure is once again it is B. Now it is flat pivot bearing. For uniform pressure theory, it is always more than uniform wear theory. Right. Right. The wear is inversely proportional to the radius from the center, friends. Okay. So that one PR is equal to constant. Right. For uniform wear theory, pressure, normal pressure, P is the normal pressure, R is the radial distance from the center, and C is a constant. Now, the friction torque transmitted in a conical pivot bearing with uniform as usual notations, considering uniform wear. So it is 1 by 2 W mu WR cosec alpha 1 by sin alpha is equal to cos alpha. We know that cosec alpha, we know that W is the load carried and R is the radius of the bearing, and alpha is the half of the cone angle. The friction torque transmitted in a truncated conical pivot bearing considering uniform wear is half mu W cosec alpha into R1 plus R2. R1 plus R1 R2 are the inner and outer radii of the truncated conical shape. Bifurcated suspension method is used to find what? It is used to find out the moment of inertia of a body. Moment of inertia of a body, neither the angular acceleration nor periodic time nor frequency of the vibrating body. It is moment of inertia. Scotch yoke mechanism is used to generate which it is going to generate sine functions. This is a good question, friends. Scotch yoke mechanism is the inversion of the what you call 4-bar mechanism. Okay. Or single static tank mechanism. V belts are normally used for what? They are used for short drives, but more power transmission. Short drives, but more power transmission. For longer distances between the shafts, flat belts are used. ABCD, so he is given a mechanism, 4-bar mechanism. So he is asking to find out the velocity of C. Okay, friends, this you have to solve actually. So let us see the answer anyhow here. Solve it. It is C 3 by 2V. So what is asking? So he has given some AB and CD link lengths are given. They are perpendicular to fixed link AD. He is saying AD is the fixed link or also called frame. The velocity of V at this condition is V. He is asking the velocity of C. body is said to be under force vibrations when there is a reduction in amplitude after every cycle of vibration. So amplitude should get reduced from cycle to cycle. Okay, there is something called a logarithmic decrement is also there, friends. Okay, it's force vibrations. So there is a constant force acting, and which is resulting in the vibrations of the system. Constant periodic force will be acting on the body. So now here the question is, a point B on rigid link AB moves with respect to A with angular velocity omega radians per second. The total acceleration of B with respect to A will be equal to vector sum of both accelerations. What are they? They are the radial and tangential component accelerations. Coriolis component is going to come into picture whenever a link is having angular motion and a slider is sliding on that link with certain velocity v. Omega is the angular velocity of the link, and then Coriolis acceleration is equal to 2v omega. V is the linear velocity, omega is the angular velocity of the link and slider. So he is asking, he is a small problem, friends. A shaft has an attached disc at the center of its length. The disc has center of gravity located at a distance of 2 mm from the axis of the shaft. When the shaft is about to vibrate, its natural bow-shaped mode, it has frequency of vibration of 10 radians per second. When the shaft is rotated at 300 rpm, it will whirl with a radius of. So here the answer is, you have to solve this problem 2.22 mm. You have to solve this problem. A lead screw of a lathe with nut forms a, this is which pair? It is screw pair. There are various pairs, rolling pair, sliding pair, turning pair, etc. depending upon the relative motion between the links. Whether it's a rolling motion or sliding motion or turning motion, etc. In the rolling, the friction is minimum. Sliding, the friction is maximum. The CGFL link in any mechanism would experience, it will experience both angular and linear accelerations. Angular and linear acceleration. No acceleration wrong, linear acceleration wrong, angular acceleration wrong. But both linear and angular accelerations. There are 6 gears A, B, C, D, E, F in a compound train. The members of teeth in the gear are 20, 60, 30, 80, 25, 75 respect. The ratio of the angular speeds of the driven to the driver A of the gear is, it is the product of the teeth and the driver by driven. So, or driven by driver, check it, friends. So, you have to simply multiply T1, T2, T3 by T1, T4, T1, T3, T5 by T2, T4, T6, something like that, okay, ratio, or vice versa. Just check it. So, you will get the ratio as, the correct answer is A, 1 by 24. 1 by 24. Such type of questions are not normally generally asked. A, B, C and D, E and F. A is the driver, F is the driven gear. For a twin cylinder V engine, the crank positions for primary reverse cranks and secondary direct cranks are shown in the figure. The engine is a, which type of engine this is? This is 30 degrees V engine. 30 degrees V engine. In a rigid link OA, the velocity of A with respect to O will be how? It will be perpendicular to OA. Either 45 degrees, nor along, nor parallel to. Always tangential velocity will be always perpendicular to the link length, or it is taken as the radius also of rotation of the link. When the two pulleys are connected by means of a cross belt drive, then both the pulleys will rotate in cross belt. It will be in opposite direction. For open belt, it will be same direction. A rotary internal combustion engine has how many cylinders? It has 7 cylinders. This is a good question, friends. Right. A mechanism consisting of 4 links is called Which mechanism? It is a simple mechanism. Minimum number of links are 4, out of which one is the frame, which is the fixed link, and other 3 links are, one is the driver, other one is the driven link, and the link which connects driver and driven is called coupler. It is like this. This is driver, this is driven, this is coupler, and this is fixed link. 1 fixed link, 2 driver, 4 driven, 3 is the what you call 3 is the coupler. The maximum efficiency of spiral gears. So he has given some angles, etc. So the correct answer is in terms of theta and phi. Cos theta plus phi plus 1 by cos of theta minus phi plus 1. Theta and phi are the shaft angle and friction angle. The dedendum circuit diameter is equal to pressure angle. So it is having the link with the pressure angle. So what is that? It is pitch circuit diameter into cos phi. D cos phi. Phi is the pressure angle. Normally it will be 14.5 degrees and 20 degrees for many shaft systems. And the dedenda on pinion and wheel is such that path of approach and path of recess are half of their maximum possible values. Then the length of the path of contact is given where R is equal to pitch circuit radius of the pinion or pitch circuit radius of the wheel and phi pressure angle. So it will be equal to D R plus R sin phi by 2. One is the gear, other one is the pinion. Capital one is the gear radius, small r is the pinion radius. Phi is the pressure angle. Effort of governor is what? It is the mean force exerted at the sleeve for a given percentage change of speed. Percentage is a very, very important word. Mean force, average force. Maximum plus minimum 0 by 2. Power of a governor is what? It is the mean force exerted at the sleeve for maximum equilibrium speed. Sorry, it is none of these. Effort into it is actually work done energy, friends, but it is given the it is a misnomer. It said it is a power. Power of a governor is the energy. Though it is known as the power, but it is a misnomer, but it is going to give the energy only. Into height, effort into total height of the governor. In a reciprocating steam engine, which of the following forms a kinematic link? Crankshaft and flywheel. So these are not cylinder piston connecting rod, flywheel and the engine frame. No. But crankshaft and flywheel are going to make or form a kinematic link. The coronal component acceleration acts where? At 45 degrees to the sliding surface. This is a good question, friends. 45 degrees to the sliding surface. In a shaper mechanism, the Coulomb component of acceleration will exist. Not exist, no. Depend on the position of the crank, none of the above. Exist. Why? It will be like this, right? There is a slider which moves, and this is rotating at angular speed. 2 into V into omega. This is the linear speed, this is the angular speed. So 2 into omega into V is the Coulomb acceleration. The instantaneous center of a rigid link disc rolling on a plane rigid surface is located at the point of contact. When the relative motion is the rolling, it is at the point of contact. For parallel, a link sliding on a surface, the instantaneous center will be at infinity. When two links are joined at some point, that point is actually the instantaneous center. There are certain rules for knowing the instantaneous centers, friends. So please go through them. Which of the following statements regarding law governing the friction between the dry surfaces are correct? All of the above. All of the above are correct. That means the friction force is dependent on the materials of the contact. It is directly proportional to normal force, independent of the area of contact. All are correct. These are called laws of friction. The vibration in vibration isolation system, the transmissibility will be equal to unity for all values of damping factor. If this is a good question, friends. It is omega by omega n is equal to 2. Equal to 2. Omega is the actual angular speed, omega n is the without damping. Angular speed without damping. For an involute gear, the ratio of base circuit areas and the pitch circuit areas is equal to cos phi. Cos phi. The friction torque transmitted in a flat pivot bearing, assuming uniform wear, it is half mu WR. Is the coefficient of friction, W is the load, R is the radius. In a 4-bar chain or quadric cycle chain, each of 4 pairs is a turning pair. There are no sliding pairs in a 4-bar mechanism. No question of sliding. So that's how you can eliminate the answers. The engine of an aeroplane rotates in clockwise direction when seen from the tail end and the aeroplane takes a turn to the left. The effect of gyroscopic couple on the aeroplane will be, it is to raise the nose and dip the tail. If it is otherwise, it will be dip the nose and raise the tail. So what is the torque? I omega omega p. Gyroscopic torque is equal to I omega omega p. Omega b is the angular speed of precession. Omega is the angular speed. I is the moment of inertia of the body. A torsional system with the discs of moment of inertia I1 and I2 are shown is gear driven such that the ratio of speed of B to shaft A is G. Neglecting the inertia of the gears, the equivalent inertia of disc on shaft B at the speed of shaft A is equal to, it is B, G square I2. G is the gear ratio, friends. G is the gear ratio. A body having moment of inertia of 30 kg meter square is rotating at 210 rpm and meshes with another body at rest having MI of 40 kg per meter square. The resultant speed after meshing will be, how much it is? 90 rpm. When one of the links of a dynamic chain is fixed, the chain is known as mechanism. Otherwise, it is a chain. Number of inversions is equal to number of mechanisms. Number of links in a mechanism. If n is the number of links, then number of inversions is also equal to n. But the number of instantaneous centers is equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. If there are 4 links, number of instant centers will be equal to 4 into 4 minus 1, 3 by 2. That is 12 by 2, that is 6. The example of a completely constant motion is, what is this? All of the above. That means motion of piston cylinder of a steam engine, motion of a square bar in a square hole, motion of shaft with the collars at each end in circular hole. They are all completely constant motions. Successfully constant motion, what is the example? Once again T. Motion of IC engine wall, shaft between footstep bearing, piston reciprocating inside an engine cylinder. The nature of contact between the elements of a pair is such that it can only slide relative to the other. The pair is known as sliding pair. Very simple. When the nature of contact between the elements of a pair is such that one element can turn about the other by screw threads, the pair is known as screw pair. The main disadvantage of sliding pair is that it is both bulky and wears rapidly. That's why in the steering gear mechanisms also, the steering gear mechanism which is having sliding pairs out of the Davis gear and other Ackerman steering gear, one is not used mostly because of the sliding pairs that results in loss of a lot of friction and also wear also. The mechanism in which two are turning pairs and two are sliding pairs is called double-sided Scotch yoke mechanism. Scotch yoke mechanism. I think, friends, Scotch yoke mechanism is the inversion of the double-sided crank mechanism. Just please rectify it. In a pantograph, all the pairs are turning pairs. It's a good question, friends. Pantograph is normally used to duplicate the motion or reduce or increase the motion, amplify the motion or reduce the motion. Frequency of vibration is usually expressed in number of cycles per second. It is also called hertz. In a steam engine, the distance by which the outer edge of the D-slide valve overlaps the steam port is called steam lap. If the rotating mass of a rim type flywheel is distributed on another rim type flywheel whose mean radius is half the mean radius of the former, then the energy stored in the latter at the same speed will be, it will 1/4 of the first one. 1/4 of the first one. Because it is half, mean radius is half, it is proportional to the square of the mean radius. A rigid body under the action of external forces can be replaced by two masses placed at a fixed distance apart. The two masses form an equivalent dynamic system if all the above. What are these? The sum of the two masses equal to the total sum of the body, mass of body. Center of gravity of the two masses coincide with that of the body. Center of gravity should coincide, sum should be equal to total sum. The sum of the mass moment of inertia of the masses about their center of gravity equal to the mass moment of inertia of the body. All the conditions must be satisfied. The frequency of damped vibrations with viscous damping is definitely it is less than the frequency of undamped vibrations. Actually, damping is provided to reduce the frequency of damped vibrations. Okay, friends. In this video, we have seen 50 questions from theory of machines, which will be useful for your AMVI and APPSC, TSPS, and also TS GENCO examinations. If you found them useful, kindly subscribe my channel, like and share among your groups and contacts. Let us meet in the next video with yet another topic useful for your examinations. See you all.